Hey, this is Okay. Today I'm taking you back to Wendy Wonka's Chocolate Fetish Factory in a rare attempt to pencil while live streaming or, recording. I don't get to pencil very much because there's a lot of creative decisions going on while I pencil, and it's something that you need to put a lot of thought into. I hardly even am able to listen to anything while I pencil, just because there's so much going on in my head while I pencil. And I thought I'd just give you a little introduction to this farm scene I'm doing on the penciling. You can see here it's inside of a barn. I've got Wendy right here. I did her on a separate layer because I knew this was the pose I wanted her in, and I wanted to move around. And you can see I used to have this arm down here, and I was like, no, let's get rid of that arm, let's change it. So she's kind of hinting over this almond, which by the way, a lot of page space dedicated to an almond milk joke. I hope you can appreciate some of the jokes that are represented in this little panel up here, because a lot of time went into thinking about how to develop this farm scene. We've got some different kind of cows, and each cow represents a different type of milk. We've got organic milk, we've got cultured milk. The cultured milk is going to be wearing a beret. Well, is this on Wendy's? Okay, so that's the only problem with these. But the cultured milk's wearing a beret, and what else? Maybe a sash, maybe a scarf or something. But yeah, you can see I've got some cow references down here because I'm drawing a lot of cows on this page. And you can see some of this stuff seems to not really make a whole lot of sense because I've moved stuff around, and I lasso it, I move it, or I just, start over and don't fully erase it. So it's a little bit of chaos right now, but that's what I'm working on refining. And I have to show you this panel up here because I love how it turned out. I got it on the first try. These girls' expressions are just perfect, where they're like, what in the hell? So, all right, so we've got buttermilk, we've got steamed milk, sour milk, skim milk, skinny cow milk. And what else we have here? Normal milk, maybe chocolate milk, strawberry. That's very common to see the strawberry, chocolate milk, and regular milk, 2%. But yeah, so we might have like a cream milk for like ice cream milk or something on ice. But you can see here we've got a lot going on in this dairy farm, and I'll just go ahead and start penciling a little bit. And I'm going to try not to go too long, but here's just a little bit of a look at what happens when I'm penciling. This right here, what I'm drawing, let's see, is the cultured cow. And I am using, this cow right here as reference. So let's zoom in just a little bit more. Maybe, what is someone who's like snobby? What's their expression like? Kind of an eye-rolling cow, like, too good for you. And there's this scarf, so I'm just gonna lasso this and pull it up here. Maybe his head is higher than all the others because he just thinks he's better than everyone else. And yeah, so let's see. I don't know if we'd even see his feet. Let's just not draw his feet at all. That way we can make sure we can communicate that this is a stall that he's in. Whoops. And this is why it's good to draw in layers, because now I can just erase everything back there, and all these layers just gives me a lot of options to move stuff around real quick. And a big establishing panel like this, where you're gonna try a lot of stuff and really develop it as you go. a working in Photoshop with layers is really nice. Alright, so cultured cow right here. Alright, and Wendy, I think everything's going on well with her. I'm gonna erase some of those hip lines. What else can we erase? This is on a different layer, so that's easy. This is the organic cow, so there's going to be like milk and moss growing on them, and I'm not sure I'm going to have a lot of space to, get that joke across, but we'll try. Now for the buttermilk cow right here, it's going to be the fattest one. I've got them on the pencils layer, so I'm just going to continue working on that layer. Draw some extra curves on it, I guess. And looking at these cows, it's kind of hard to figure out the tail. You got a tail between two, like leg bones. Maybe like a thick leg. And my style is very sketchy until I get to the inked part, yeah. So you might not want to duplicate my style. You might want to draw a little bit less sketchy, but I just try to, do real gestural kind of stuff at first. And we'll want to put like a shadow underneath them. So I'm going to go ahead and pencil this in, so I can remember to do it whenever I'm inking. Alright. And now for the last little cow I'll do on this will be the, let's see, maybe the cow on ice. So we gotta draw some like blocks of ice over here. Maybe some steam coming up. And now to do these udders. Let's see. Basically just kind of like, I don't know, like boobs or nuts. They kind of remind me of nuts, but they remind me of boobs too. Alright, so these are going to be just kind of hanging out on the ice cubes. I'm going to try to communicate that they're sitting, so I'm going to do some try to communicate that with curves. Alright, let's see. Now for the legs. Let's see, I might need a better angle of these cows, but let's just try. Alright, so the tail is like the tallest point. And it's going to kind of come down right there, kind of give it some bony structure. And let's kind of cut it off too, like maybe not show that the rest of that, so it's easier for me when I'm inking, maybe low on time. I've planned out my entire schedule for this comic, and I thought I was going to give myself a lot of time to make the September 1st deadline, but I am not going to be able to make it unless I work like overtime for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so much work goes into a comic, it's crazy. I need to, lighten the load on this next comic, Tales from the Crypt Keeper. By the way, on Tales from the Crib Keeper, I am deciding on how many stories are going to go into it this week. This weekend, I will release, which stories I've chosen. There's definitely going to be 2 stories chosen. Earlier, I was thinking like 5, but I've kind of had a change of heart and change of ideas for where I'm going with it. I kind of went through with trying 5 ideas, and I just realized that 5 ideas is a lot, and it doesn't allow me to develop any of the stories. And really, that's what Tales is about. It's not like I prefer having like stories that develop and then have some content to them, as opposed to just quick 2 or 3 page comics. I know some of you feel differently with me about that. You prefer the longer comics or the shorter comics and more of them, but I don't think that's what I'm trying to achieve with the Tales from the Crypt Keeper, and I just feel like that's not really what a comic is there for. It's there to get you like soaked into the story, and then just kind of give you an adventure away from somewhere, and you can't really invest in a story when it's over so quick. So that's what my thinking is, and that's why it might be only 2 stories. Hopefully I can do 3, but I know I've got 1 story chosen, and I've got it plotted out, and it's a 6-page comic. So no, it's a 9-page actually, I think. Yeah, 9-page. So definitely room for 1 more comic. Might only be room for 1 more, but we'll see. All right, what is this down here? This is sour milk, so it's gonna be like a yellow cow. It's a little it's a little off with the dimension, or what is that, perspective? Yeah, off with the perspective, so let's fix that. Alright, so I'm gonna have maybe, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this part right here. I used this over here for labeling what goes in these stalls, so maybe we'll have some things down here like a lemon, or something like ice cream. What would illustrate ice cream? What's a graphic for ice cream? I don't know. An ice cream cone. It's gonna look like a torch or something. Ice cream, and oh, actually that's the wrong spot. But there you go. There's your ice cream little thing. This will help kind of communicate the joke better, so it doesn't just fly under the radar, I guess. All right, and just for sticking around for so long, I am about to sign off, but I want to give you a little preview of the page to come. Let's turn off these reference photos and show a little bit of what's going on here. Oh, I like this one. It looks like, I don't know, like she's headbutting the udder or something. Like, I don't know, this is a really weirdly posed image or drawing, and I love how weird it is, because it looks like she's headbutting the udder and just like squeezing the milk out of it with her head. And that's funny to me, so it's staying. It kind of came across that accidentally, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So she's like headbutting the udder. Headbutt and udder combined is headbuttering. So yeah, here we have just what the cows look like that they're gonna be milking. So yeah, nothing can go wrong with that. totally normal barn and normal dairy cows. Thanks for stopping by and enjoying a little look at this behind the scenes peek at Wendy Wonka and the Chocolate Fetish Factory. This is chapter 2, issue 2, and it's going to be like a 18-page comic maybe. I think I've already gone 2 pages over, and there's going to be 2 covers, so that would all make sense if it's 2 extra pages. There's just 2, 2, 2. That seems to be a repeating number in this comics issue. So thank you for dropping by. Thank you for watching, supporting the channel. Always, this is okay. Stop by my DeviantArt and say hello. Until next time, I'll see you later.